everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. This is not going to be a beauty or fashion related video, which you can probably tell by the title, but today I'm just going to be showing you my embarrassing moments. These embarrassing moments are just a few that I thought of off the top of my head just one night. My whole life is an embarrassing moment, and I've had so many that I just can't even think of them all because they're probably so embarrassing I just try to forget them. But yeah. So I have a few on my new iPad 5, and yes, I will be doing a video soon. Everybody saw this little new baby on my Instagram and have been commenting and requesting iPad 5 what's on it video, and I will get to that, trust me. It will be up in like the next week or so. And I also want to mention, I've been gone for like a week and a couple days. Ever since summer got off, every single day since I got out of school, I've had something like all day long, and I've just been so busy, which is really rare because I'm used to be doing nothing, which is how I can be so on schedule usually. So sorry about that, and hopefully I'll be back on track now. But yeah, let's just get into my embarrassing moments. Okay, so the first one is not super embarrassing. I'm going to start off slow because this one was in front of like my really good friend, so this is just kind of like an unfortunate event. But anyways, it was, I think, not this winter but the one before that, so 2012, and I hadn't seen my friend in a while, and so I was at my front porch and she was in her car, so I ran out, and obviously it's like snowy because it was winter, so there's ice everywhere, and I just like run in and then I just like splat. I fell like straight on my face, scraped my whole pants up, ruined my favorite jeans at the time, and I was just like, and I popped right back up and I was like, hey! And yeah, it wasn't that embarrassing because she was like my best friend and we just kind of like laughed about it, but now like that, I'm like the biggest klutz you'll ever find. The next one happened to me last year in 9th grade, and it was in my biology class, and I don't know if you guys know what these are, but we were on the unit of like dichotomous keys and stuff like that, so we were going to make a dichotomous key using shoes, and so we all had to sit in this big circle, and it was like the first week of biology, so you're just trying to like make a good impression and everything, and so I had on these really old Converse that I had for a couple years because my feet just haven't grown, so I had these really old Converse, okay? All sitting in a circle, and we had to take off our Converse. Not take off our Converse, we had to take off our shoes. And so everyone had like their really nice Jordans, some people, and then there was like my like nasty Converse, and everyone was like looking at them. I kept hearing people saying like, whose are those? And I just like kept my mouth shut. And at the end the teacher goes, okay, everybody get your shoes. And so I like got mine, and everyone's like, those are yours? And I was like, yeah, I don't know, it was just really embarrassing at the time because I was trying to make a good first impression and my shoes were not what I wanted to be known for. The next one happened at my church. So my mom and dad are pastors to college students. I'm not going to say the university because that will tell like exactly where I live. But yeah, I go to a church with all college students. It's kind of like all of them. Now that I'm older, I've grown up with like college students, but now like it's kind of weird to think that they're like only like 4 years older than me, which is kind of weird. But anyways, there was this like guy at my church, and we have like these stairs, like it's kind of like an auditorium, like our church building. And so he like stuck his foot out to like trip me and be like, haha. And I was like, I see what you're doing kind of thing. So I tried to like make it all dramatic, like I'm stepping over this, but then I I tripped. Like he was pretending to trip me and I actually tripped. Yeah, that was so embarrassing, and he's like, way to make me look like a jerk, Emma, because he thought that I fell on purpose to make him look like a jerk, but really, I didn't. I really just tripped because I was trying to be all dramatic, like, I see what you're doing. But no. The next one happened to me like 2 weeks ago, and this is the most awkward experience. And it was over text, so it wasn't like face-to-face, but still. So I went to high school last year, and as you guys know, I do online school this year. And apparently from 9th to 10th grade, a person totally changed. I had this friend, and I just started reconnecting with her, and obviously she hadn't been sharing a lot about her life, but there was this picture on Instagram of like my friends from my old school and this one girl that I had grown up with. All like I knew her since 2nd grade, and so anyways, there was this picture, and like this girl had like literally denim underwear, and she had like a vodka like in her like shorts pocket, and it was just like they looked so drunk and like stoned or whatever. So I sent it to my friend, and I was like, oh, and then she goes, I'm with them, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And to make it a lot worse, it was her birthday party, it was her surprise party, so she was obviously drunk too, and she didn't spell with right, she spelled it W-R-Y, so she was like really drunk. I don't know if it's just she had a typing error or she was just that drunk so that she couldn't type with But yeah, I realized in that past like day that like 10 of my old friends drunk, and that was just really disappointing. But yeah, that was really an awkward experience, and I don't think our friendship will ever be the same. And if she's watching this, like, I'm sorry, but that was really, really awkward. Okay, here's another thing. There's two situations. Whenever I'm in front of a microphone, I obviously forget that microphones project your voice to an audience, and that's the point of them. But I had this thing called the Christian bat mitzvah. No, I'm not Jewish, I'm Christian. I know a lot of people don't have Christian bat mitzvahs, but my family kind of like started something new apparently. And so I had to give my first sermon for this, and I was kind of nervous. Like, when I go up in front of people, I get pretty nervous, but then once I start talking and like get going, I'm okay. But my dad was like, "Are you all set?" And I was like, "Yep." And then I whispered, "Except I have to pee." And then everyone started laughing. I was like, shoot, there is a microphone right there. And everyone just heard, and then like my face got all red. But I mean, I guess it was kind of good because it kind of like eased the feeling in the air, and it made me like be able to give my sermon a lot easier because I was just kind of like not all tense now. So yeah, I mean, it was good, but then really embarrassing at the time. So yeah. Okay, I'm taking a really long time to explain all these, but the next one was I had a talent show with my best friend, and this was in 5th grade, and we were doing the Hillary Duff song, "Why Not?" And I forgot part of the words, or I said it wrong, and then just really loudly I was like, "Oh shoot!" in the microphone. And I don't know why, like, I always forget what microphones are for. This next one happened in 7th grade, and I was in my math class, and I had this guy teacher, and I guess I was really tired, and I normally don't do a dramatic yawn, but this day I was just feeling like it, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to imitate it because yawning is seriously the most unattractive thing a person could ever do. But I did that really loud, and then my teacher goes, "Who yawned?" And he didn't sound mad at all, and I was just like, "Me," because I thought he was going to be like, "I'm tired too, Emma." But then I was like, "Me," and he was like, "That is so disrespectful. Never yawn in my class again. Silent lunch." And I was like, oh my gosh. And you know that feeling when like everyone just like turns and looks at you? That was that feeling, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was really not smart on my part. Smart on my part. I'm a poet. The next one happened in 9th grade also. Freshman year was pretty rough. So at my old school we had 1 or 2 lunches, and it just kind of differed for the day and the classes that you were taking. So it was the first week of school again. I know, just a lot of awkward moments happened in that week. But I had this one specific friend that I always sat by. She was like my only friend, and like I don't know if it was a 1 or 2 lunch. But the one day that she was sick, I had nobody to sit by because I was like doomed. I'm like, what do I do now? So I was like, this really sucks. So I just hid in the bathroom for about half the lunch, and then I realized, like, what am I doing? Like, I feel like I'm in a movie, like some nerd that just has to hide in the bathroom. And it was just really awkward. I was just like, you know when you get in this moment and you're just like, I really wish I wasn't here right now? That's what happened, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to change the situation. So I walked out of the bathroom, and I walked to the lunchroom, and everyone's just like sitting, and I had literally no friends. But there was some people from my middle school and like elementary school sitting at this table, but I was never close with them. But I was like, okay, they know me, I know them, I'm just going to sit with them. So I sat with them, and they're just like, hey, and then they like totally ignored me after they said hey, and I was just like eating. And then after like a minute of me getting there, they just got up and left, and I was like at the table all by myself. So the rest of the lunch I sat by myself, and that was a really bad day. Yeah. The next thing happened in 8th grade, and this was a school musical audition fail. I was going to be singing A Whole New World from Aladdin, and so I went into the audition. There was like 5 other people there, my sister and my friend, and I had practiced the song and I had it down, but I knew this one part. I just like, sometimes my note like just screeched, and it just sounded so bad, so I don't know why I kept it. But I had been in the musicals before, and I had the music teacher like my whole elementary and middle school career, so he knew me and he knew that I could sing, and I'd been in like musicals with him. But like the very last note, I was like, a whole new, wah! And it like squeaked so bad, and then I was like, sorry about that. And then he was like, a whole new note, and like that made it so much worse. Like he could have been like, it's okay, but he's the kind of guy that just like can really embarrass you, and that was embarrassing. I just realized my whole video has not been in focus the whole time, and like it's really irking me. So I hope this is in focus now, but now I'm gonna finish my embarrassing moments. The next 2 are actually just me sucking at trying to be an adult. But what happened was this happened a couple weeks ago, and my brother wanted to go to Five Guys, and I wanted to go to Noodles, and my mom was with us. And so since my brother's a little bit younger than me, she just went to Five Guys with him. She gave me money and let me go to Noodles by myself to order, and mentioned, don't forget to have them make it to go so that you can just come into Five Guys when you get your food and we can just eat together. So I was like, okay. So I walked in and I was like, okay, I could get used to being an adult. I kind of like this, even though I really don't, but yeah. So I talked to the lady, I ordered, and then I was just sitting and waiting for my food, and it was kind of taking a while, and then the woman comes with my food, and it's like in the whole dish and not in the to-go box, and I was like, oh, sorry, I kind of forgot to mention that this was supposed to be to go. My mom and brother are in Five Guys, and she was like, oh, and then she was like, oh, S. Like, she actually said the S word, and I was like, wow, that is embarrassing. So I had to wait for like another like 2 minutes for them to like all dump it back in. It was just like frantic and busy in there, and I just felt so bad. The next thing also happened a few weeks ago, or maybe like a week ago, and I was with my friend and we were at Starbucks in the mall. I was buying my Starbucks, and then she like asked me my name, and she wrote on the cup, you know, the deal that goes with Starbucks. And then I just like walked off because my friend had already ordered, and she was like, excuse me, ma'am, and I was like, and she's like, you forgot to pay, and I was like, oh, sorry about that. Like, why do I always just like fail at being an adult? That is pretty much it. I do have a few more on my list, but this video has just been really long and I don't feel like talking anymore because I'm just like out of breath for some reason. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below your most embarrassing moment, because I would love to laugh with you and just hear you guys' embarrassing moments so I can feel a little bit better about myself. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone!